Okay guys, I am back and I believe you'll be seeing this Monday, so happy Monday. All right, so we got last video, we got all of these glued down. Originally I was going to do a cross stitch type thing here, but I think because I want to make a snippet roll to go on here, so so it kind of like what's the word, kind of folds over here a little bit. So I changed direction a little bit. So let's just keep going on this cover, and I just cut some lace that's about the right size to kind of strengthen that spine just a little bit more. And I'm just checking to make sure I got kind of where we want it. Okay. So I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to assume my Monday is going well. Yeah. So, and I got our signatures ready. And it's been a while since I showed you guys how I do my signatures on like a regular journal. I know you guys have seen me do the other kind quite a bit when I use my Crafty Cat book cradle. But it's been a while, so I thought, you know, probably a good time to show you what I do. And maybe it will help some of you like it does me. All right, but I am gonna get these pockets glued on. So this one goes on this side, and they're just glued, they're not sewed. I'm just gonna put these down real quick. That way they can be drying while we are working on this signature piece. Okay, and then I found some really pretty rose button things that I've been wanting to use, but just waiting for the right project. I think we'll probably end up putting some on the cover as well. And there are these little guys here. I'm going to put one here. They're kind of like a clay type button. Okay, let's go ahead and set that aside. And I've already measured out a piece of graph paper. I'm going to show you really quickly how I do finding exact measurements. This is about 2 by 9 graph paper. Just I get it in when the school supplies go on sale. That's when I get it. So we're going to bend it in half, so we know right where middle is. Okay. Okay, then what I do is I usually, and this is what makes it easier for me, I count how many squares there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, scratch that for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. That's how I do it. It only gets really complicated when you start doing more than 3 signatures. Okay, so half long ways, and you're going to open it up And let me see if I can, I'll use some ink here so you guys can kind of see it, because I betcha it won't be real noticeable from through the screen. Okay, so we got our middle line marked there. Now you're going to take this side and fold it in again, right to that middle fold. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the highlights for you so that you can see how it comes together and why I use the graph paper. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna go and do it on this end as well. Like so. Open it and do it like I've been doing. Okay, and then if you'll remember, we already folded it in half this way, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that so you can see that. Okay, so we're to this point here, so we're gonna bring up the bottom and line it up with that line there. Crease it down, and again, you don't have to ink it, but if you think that might help you, then please do. And then we're going to take this side and fold it down. Okay. I don't usually use the ink, but I just wanted you to see kind of where we were going with it. Then, that. And this. Okay. So right here where it makes a T, we're going to mark out our holes here, okay? Like so, okay? So then you have your three sorry. Oh, I just totally lost my train of thought. Brain buffering moment. Okay, so then what I do is I just make sure, since I haven't overly bent the spine up, that I'm right about the middle. Line that up, and I clip here. Make sure it's pretty lined up here at the bottom. I usually do a double check, make sure I'm about right. And then I'm going to clip the bottom as well. Okay. Oh, seems a little stretched, doesn't it? Okay. Oh. Okay, and then I usually do like a third check to make sure I'm within those bounds. And then I use my poker tool, or an awl, depends on where it is. And I try to go in as straight as possible. So there's one. Here's two. It will be harder if you're doing lace in there to get them exactly right. Okay. Okay. Sorry if I'm kind of quiet. I'm just really trying to make sure that it's getting pretty well lined up, if that makes sense. And then I'm all the way through. It's been a long time since I made a three signature journal. Okay. I go ahead and remove those, and I hope that I can tell where my holes should be. And then I take signature 1. I just have a feeling I'm going to end up fighting a lot of this. So I already pretty much have my pages all lined up, and I decided on 12 pieces for it. So then what I do is I mark top. So I know this is the top. So then this first hole here is going to be the first in my signature, or the first signature. And then I just kind of try to make it as even as possible with the squares. And then I just take my poker tool. I usually do the middle first. I don't know, I think it tends to slide less if you do the middle hole first. And you can absolutely use your book cradle for this part of it too. And I go in for the third hole here. And I usually do try to lay my signatures as flat as I can without moving so that they come out more towards the middle. See that? Like on the crease. And I also do that because I don't want it to slide, obviously. Okay, so this one's going to be a little trickier because of where that's at. So I just have to be really careful not to lose these pieces. Okay, then I'm going to use the second holes. And by doing it this way, you are mitigating the possibility that your holes aren't going to line up. If that makes any sense. Dang it. Can't do that one-handed. Okay. That's probably about good. Okay, I'm going to stick it in there. Okay. Then, oops. Do you see what I mean about it slipping? Got to be really careful not to let anything shift or slide here. And then I'm pretty sure this shifted and slid. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm going to carefully set that one aside. Mat. And I've got to grab another one of these. Hold on a second, guys. All right, let's get into the middle signature here. Okay. that's not the middle. That is the middle. Okay, and then same as the other two, you just want to do it on your third set of holes here, lining it up as best you can. And I would go with whichever 8.5 by 11 sheet you have there and not any extra taller pieces. That would be my suggestion. Okay, so that looks about right. The middle hole, fold it in. Man, my hands and forearms are sore from trying to put all those things together last week. Okay. All right, so there's the third one. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't have any on the desk. Of course I don't. I was talking about my binding stuff. I happen to use, I happen to use wax coated thread, but you don't have to. I've used embroidery. I've used the big cotton stuff. It all works pretty well. Okay, so I keep these just in case. We have another about 2-inch spine. I have like a whole drawer full of them now. I probably had 2 inches in there, but I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys how I do it. And I grab my needle. I have several, but I have a favorite. And this is the one because it's got a smaller eye here. And anymore, I don't cut off my, I don't measure it out. A lot of people do. I think for me, my personal opinion is that I end up wasting more than if I just leave it on the thing. Oh, snap. Ooh, it just got really warm in my craft room. All right, so this is the first one, first signature. I'm gonna start it here, and then I'm gonna have to try to, since I wasn't really able to mark it out any other way. Actually, maybe we'll take another needle so it can help guide me, and we'll go in the other way. Okay. The things we do, huh? Okay, now I always go up. I've seen other people go down to their first hole. Doesn't really matter. The application is still the same. I think I'll probably end up having to find the hole again the way I did the first time. Okay. There we go. Back up through there. if you notice, I'm pretty loose on the string. I'll show you how I fix that. Okay, so we're all the way through, and this is going to be pretty long on this side. So since we went to the bottom first, I'm going to go ahead and pull this direction, and it's going to shorten this tail here, right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this one, because this is our starting one. Now, when you're sewing in a signature, the most important thing is to make sure you can make like a cross with it. There's one on this side of the middle part and one on this side, okay? Now, since this one came up this direction and this one is this direction, how I get mine tight is I go the right direction of the things and I just keep pulling until you could almost play like a violin on it. Okay. And then I always double knot mine. Okay. And then I'm going to trim it off. And then I usually, when I'm doing this, I take the first signature and I pin it to the cover. Just keeps it out of the way when I'm kind of trying to find my way through on the next one, especially like I said, when you have lace here and you can't exactly see your holes, that it'll just help you. Okay, third signature, or second, I guess. Just making sure that we're still all mostly together. And so I don't lose it, I'm gonna go ahead and put that through real quick. Okay. Okay, now we can kind of guesstimate where this next hole is gonna be, right? By kind of eyeballing. Okay. Pick this up and come through the top hole of the second one. Okay. I'm gonna go down through here, and I am kind of playing it loose, and I'll tighten it like I did the last one. And since this one's here, we can just kind of run our needle back in through here, kind of find our spot, maybe. All right, well, that is why. Oh, I'll use the awl again. We can just stick back through there. Oh, I almost had it. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull my string just a little bit tighter for a second, just so that it's not flying everywhere. Okay, then I'm going to come back up through the middle and go through this one gently since we have the doily there. Okay, now you're going to notice that I came out on this side of this middle piece, right? So I'm just going to fish it back through under there so I still have a cross there, okay? Okay, remove my needle, spin the book, and wow, Grace did that horse stall cleaning fast. Okay, I'm gonna go and pull in this direction. I'm gonna check it. Okay, pretty tight. Sometimes, especially with the second signature, I really kind of open it up and make sure that it looks pretty tight along there, and it does. So, tie off. Okay, this one's a little bit longer, but it's all right, right? Okay, now on to the third signature, and again, I do pull that over and I clip it. Maybe. I don't know how I just got that one clipped, but all right. Okay, so we'll fight this one a little bit with the doily, but I think it's still gonna look good. All right, third signature. Where are you? Okay. And it is here. And I think after we put the signature in, we'll call this one a video as well. And the next few will just be like the ephemera that we make to go in it. Okay. I guess it's about there. Ooh, on the first try and everything. That does not happen, huh? Not usually anyways. Okay. Through the bottom. Oh, it's up higher, isn't it? There it is. Oh my goodness, I did it without having to use that other needle. Okay, go back up through the middle. Okay, and again, when I put it through, I didn't come up through the middle, right? So I'm gonna have to fish it back over to one side there, like so. Okay, let's get this one tied off. And I'm gonna go ahead and fish like I did the first one, kind of pull that one back out this direction. Okay. Double check over here. Oh, I hope that's not doesn't keep smacking you right in the eyeball. Okay. I think we're pretty good. Okay. Snip, snip. All right. Remove all of our clamps. Sorry, if I don't get rid of those now, then they'll just be, oh, and I keep, like, all right. Like I just keep knocking the camera there. Okay, so we'll leave those for a little bit. And so far, so good. Oh, I love it. And I love how this, oh, I didn't show you. This is some handmade paper with flowers in it. So yeah, we've got one handmade paper in each signature. I love it. I think it's pretty. And yep, it pops up just a little bit. I left the natural kind of fray on there. Thought it would add spice to the journal. And so it does. All right, guys, when we come back, we will just start making ephemera. We'll make the snippet roll, and we will get this beauty completed soon. All right. Thank you, and we'll just talk to you soon. Bye, guys.